Hi there, welcome back, Madcap Toys fans. My name is Kathy. You're probably surprised just to see me sitting here in the kitchen talking to you guys today. But I have something very important to share with you. Something that I feel like that needs to get not only off my chest, but off the table and into the hands of eBay themselves. But before we begin, if you haven't already, go ahead and stay to the end, like the video. I think you're going to feel in your heart that this is very, very important. And if you haven't subscribed already, what are you doing? Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and be a part of Madcap Toys. And then, of course, hit the bell for all notifications because each and every time we upload content, of course, you're going to be the first to know. Guys, in this video, we are going to talk about a situation that happened currently to Madcap Toys. And not only do I want to address that, just to not share with you about the situation, but I feel like it is a universal situation that resellers need to be aware of because it is something that it seems like, according to this chat transcript, I'm going to kind of read to you that is pretty important, that it's not something that is being taken too seriously. So I want to get to it. Just about back on December 6th, just a few days ago from this taping right here, about 3 days ago, and you'll see this probably a few days ahead from that. I had a situation where a buyer, didn't purchase it. Okay, they initiated to buy an item, made an offer to Daren first. He accepted the offer. Of course, the payment wasn't immediately accepted, of course, in this case. And within 10 minutes, this individual wanted to cancel the order. Now, we've had a rash of these, especially during the holiday season, and it's just getting out of hand, honestly. If this has been happening to you, let us know in the comments below. We would love to hear from you on that. So Darren declined the cancellation. Declined the cancellation. Said, nope, you're going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and do this order. Now we're doing remorse. You probably found something a lot less expensive. This is getting tiring. Just pay and we'll ship the item out. Basically, didn't tell her that, but that we just declined the cancellation. Well, what this person did is, even though they didn't pay for it, they opened an item not received case. You hear what I'm saying? Item not received case on an item that was not paid. Now you would think, how could that even be possible? There's no way a person can open an item not received case if they haven't paid for the item. That the website shouldn't even allow that. Well, it did. And even to the first rep that I talked to on December 6th, they even said verbally, over the phone, well, that is very interesting. That is unheard of, right? But it happened. So, unfortunately, in opening this item not received case, we as sellers weren't unable to close it or deny it or anything. It either says give a tracking, well, can't do a tracking because they didn't pay for the item, or refund. Again, they didn't pay for the item. There's no money there to be found. And C, contact the buyer. And so we contacted the buyer and said, look, you opened up an item not received case on something you never paid for. Close the case so we can proceed, relist, and move on from here. They never contacted us back. So a few days later, after this went on, Daren said, hey, you need to contact eBay customer service. This is ridiculous. This is holding us back. This is keeping us from having our items sold. This is crazy. So we did, and I have the transcript for that, but I don't have it pulled up, so I'm not going to take up you guys' time on that part. But what literally they had told me is, I know it's a problem. We understand all of that. Wait 3 business days, and this whole item not paid as described case will totally drop on its own. We have it in your account. Life will be good, and you can move forward. Today is 3 days later. I woke up this morning to an email that literally said, resolve this buyer cancel request, or this will apply. Basically, this will affect your account. And I was like, wait, what? And I looked into the email to make sure it wasn't something else. No, it was for the same item. So I was like, wait a minute. Well, I want my account to stay in good standing. Because they said, if you don't respond, your eBay account may not stay in good standing, so that this cannot happen, right? So I contacted eBay this morning on a Saturday morning. I know you're like, well, yeah, most of the major eBay's reps are usually Monday through Friday, but I contacted someone outside of hours, and I'm just going to touch base with you on a little bit of what it said back and forth, and maybe you guys can relate this with me. So, of course, they do their thing. Hi, thank you for contacting eBay. This is blank from customer service. I'm not going to reveal a name, of course. And of course, they greet you with, hi, I see you opened your account 22 years ago. Thank you for your loyalty. Probably, guys, probably get this all the time when you're contacting eBay customer service and how many months or years you have been a reseller. It said, hey, I hope you're doing well. I can see you're reaching out today regarding on the case opened by the buyer. Is that correct? I said, correct. And I responded with, the buyer never paid for the item, yet opened an item not received against me. So I said the buyer never paid for the item, yet they opened a case against me on something that they shouldn't have because they didn't pay for the item, correct? So he responds with, I appreciate your time bringing this to our attention. I understand it's concerning, of course it is, right? That the buyer claims they haven't received the item for an item that wasn't even paid. No worries. I am happy to review this for you. So I'm thinking, okay, so yeah, you're going to look at the case. Who hasn't, right? You, me, the customer reps. This isn't really going to help. I'm like, all right, sure. Thank you for your prompt response. Then it comes back about 3 minutes later and says, upon checking on the case details, I can confirm the buyer hasn't paid for the item. Hence, they aren't covered with eBay money back guarantee. Okay, so I wasn't worried about him validating that the buyer did this. Okay, I wanted him to resolve the case and say, okay, press a button, drop it. It's all good. They didn't pay. And life goes on. That's not what happened, guys. So it says, I can confirm the buyer hasn't paid for the item. Hence, they aren't covered with eBay money back guarantee. Of course, they're not covered because they didn't pay for the item. The item's not going to be shipped. There is no guarantee of coverage because there's nothing to cover, correct? Right. They said, nothing to worry as this case won't affect your account. Of course, yes, as you guys know, I got that email saying, contact your buyer to remain in good standing with eBay, right? eBay for business. Listen to that. It won't affect your account, and this case will be automatically closed. Get this, guys, in 21 business days. 3 weeks of business days. Now we're going to go back up for a little bit. The first rep I contacted 3 days ago said, don't worry, do nothing. In 3 business days from that day, the whole case will automatically close. As you can see, as I'm talking to you in this video, it was still open. I was basically sent an email saying, hey, do your diligence, contact the buyer, or your account ain't going to be good. And now they're telling me, which I have transcripts here, I have written word, that it's going to be another 21 business days before that the case will be automatically closed. So it went from 3 business days after the 3 business days have passed. Now it's 21 business days. This is getting crazy, right? And there will be no option for us to step in on the buyer as they are not covered on this transaction. Of course they're not covered. It wasn't a transaction. They didn't pay for the item, right, guys? Right. And then I replied with the answer. I was told the case would be closed in 3 working days when I contacted an eBay rep 3 days ago, right? And now I'm receiving an email stating I need to resolve the case to remain in good standing with eBay. Fact. And then he replies with, customer service rep, you may also ask us to step in on December 12th to close the case. So they're saying, okay, Kathy, so if you don't like the answer of the 21 business days, just wait 3 more business days, even though you've already did 3 business days, just step in and we'll close the case. I'm getting to the point where I don't feel like I even have that, guys. If I was to wait 3 business days and contact them on December 12th, I feel like they're going to give me the roll around and say another 3 weeks on top of December 12th. That's where I'm at right now. So at this point, I'm like, I totally don't believe a word you're saying. So I kind of piped up. I was nice, professional, businesslike, but I said, well, I am requesting for this case to be closed since I have complied with eBay standards. I basically did everything that I could at my end to get this resolved, and it's not happening. I don't want to keep having to contact, and you probably all don't want to keep contacting eBay customer service is something that could be done immediately after you've waited 3 business days, right? Then they reply with, you don't need to do anything on this case. This is what the rep told me 3 business days ago, and this is what this rep is telling me 3 days later. You don't need to do anything on this case while it's within the 3 business days period of communication. I'm thinking, well, wait, I've already been through the first 3 business days. And I said, I have already asked for the case to be closed 3 days ago. There are notes on my account, which there was, and they have them. eBay Business, you have them. I said, if I don't have to do anything, then why did I receive this email? Why did I receive the email that says you need to resolve this with your buyer to remain in good standing with eBay? Then they reply with, we can take, so they're basically shutting that question down. They're saying, we can take further action for you on December 12th. So basically, Kathy, even though you've already waited 3 days, you're going to wait 3 more days, and maybe up to 21 business days, we don't know, but on December 12th to close the case that is opened. Regarding on the email, kindly disregard it and instead kindly ask us to step in on December 12th to take care of this for you. So basically, regardless what you say or do, you're going to have to wait 3 more days. You are going to have to take up your listing time, your selling time, your packing time, your time in general, your free time to do this again for the 3rd time to close the case. I said, please look at the notes on my account and close the case now. I said, it's been 3 days already. I was told by the last eBay agent that this would be closed in 3 days. 3 days ago, twice. Then he responds with, yes, it will be after 3 business days from the start of the case. Okay, the start of the case was December 6th. Today is December 9th. It's already been 3 days. So why are you telling me the 12th, right? Doesn't make sense, right? Guys, they keep falling back on their word and falling back on their words. A lot of chaos. From the start of the case has been opened, which will be on December 12th. See, again, wrong. Currently, it's on the 2nd business day, and the 3rd one will be on December 11th. Again, this guy thinks I'm stupid. They think we're stupid. We're not stupid, right? And that's where it got a little more frustrating and aggravating. You may also ask us to step in by that time, so basically wait your turn again. On the email you have received from this for us to take over and take care of this for you. So I responded with exactly what I just said. This case was opened earlier than that. It wasn't opened today. It was opened on the 6th, 3 days ago. Can I please speak with a supervisor? I was done by then. I was like, you're treating me like I'm stupid. You are not acknowledging the fact and looking at the former transcript that I contacted and called in on the 6th. Okay. You're ignoring it's already been 3 business days. Not acknowledging, not looking back and go, oh yeah, it's already been 3 business days. Not acknowledging and saying, oh, you're just going to have to wait on the 12th. It doesn't matter what you say. This is the way it's going to be. And then if you contact on the 12th, it may take another 3, we'll open the case back up, and it may take another 3 more weeks or more. That's where I was getting frustrated. And so that's when I thought, from working in customer service over the years, it's time to step up the game. So I said, can I please speak with your supervisor? And he responds with, yes, there's a supervisor you can speak with. This is funny. I just first wanted to try to be a partner with you. I'm like, there is no partnership at all. There's no, I understand you. Yes, you're saying that what you're saying is correct. They're not admitting that they can't help me. There's nothing that they're saying that's resolving this at all. So I just laughed when I saw this. I can confidently tell you, he's being confident now, that I understand the situation and its nuances. Either you're just reading a script, you don't understand it. Either you don't understand, or you can't tell me you understand, and you're telling me that you can't solve a thing for me, and I'm wasting a lot of time, basically, right? So I replied, I don't think you understand at all. I am being punished because a buyer misused eBay policy and opened up a buyer not received an item case on an item they never paid for. This is an item they never paid for, okay? You can't open a case on an item that you didn't pay for and say, I didn't get it. You didn't get it because you didn't buy it. You can't open a case against Walmart walking in, pointing to an item and saying, I didn't get that. I didn't get that t-shirt right there that's hanging up. Yeah, you didn't get the t-shirt because you didn't buy it. You didn't take out your card. You didn't take out cash. You didn't do anything. And Walmart would tell you, hey, get it, grab it, get in line and pay for it. Or it's staying on the rack and you walk out the door, right? Makes sense to you, makes sense to me, makes sense to all of us watching this. But this is what they're basically saying. And I said, we're being punished. I'm being punished. My reseller friends are being punished because basically these people can go up and do that, pick an item, do remorse, cancel it, and then open an item not received case. That's not fair. On an item they never paid for. And I said, I want this resolved immediately, not in 3 more days. I said, and then of course there was silence. Of course you get that silence, right? The buyer shouldn't have had even the capability of doing this because they never paid for the item. Right? This is a system error. This is what I said. This is a system error and it needs corrected before it happens to someone else. In all of this, guys, yeah, is it frustrating for me? Yeah, of course. Is it taking up my time? Yes, of course. But I don't want it to happen to you. I don't want you to have to go through this, to be able to have to wait, when you were in the right the whole time. You didn't get the money, therefore, there should be nothing said. This shouldn't even be happening. This website should not even be having this done at all. The IT should be doing something to correct this immediately. And it should be made aware of. And that's what I have basically said. And so, of course, I get a few minutes later an empathy response. This to me is, basically we feel that you're aggravated, frustrated, so we want to tell you we're on the same page. We understand. Our heart is here. We understand. All emotions set aside. And it aggravates me even more because that's not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for to be cuddled and a pat on the head saying, good boy, good boy. I want this to be resolved. That's it, right? I understand you want the case to be closed now, Kathy. Really? I assure that you're not being punished on this. Right. Bullshit. Yeah. And they're not covered with this transaction. Well, yeah, of course not. They didn't pay for it. Checking further on the case. Okay, so supposedly, I can see that you've already reported the buyer. Our back office team will make sure to investigate their account and actions to apply proper sanctions to them. Okay, fine. You guys want to do something to the buyer? That's on you. My point of the contact eBay was to say, fix your site, resolve it. So not only myself, but other resellers don't have to be going through this garbage with customer service, that the site needs fixed. That's what we're wanting. And I said, this doesn't resolve my current case. It doesn't. Doesn't make sense. I said, I want this case closed now. I've already requested for eBay to step in, not once, but twice at this point. Twice. More empathy. I definitely see where you're coming from. And we can definitely step in and close the case on December 12th. Okay, so we're going back to just going to have to wait 3 more days. 3 more days. 3 more days. So even after I still didn't get a supervisor at this point, right, guys? I'm still talking to the same customer rep, which is insane. I said, you are telling me without telling me that now listen to this, that a human person is unable to close the request and we have to wait for a machine to do it. Am I correct there? So I'm basically pulling all cards out. So you're telling me y'all can't press a button, you all can't do an override like some cashiers can do at department stores or whatever on voiding something out. You can't do anything, and we all just have to wait on a machine because you are unable, incapable, whatever it takes to do it. I can't do it on my end. You can't do it on your end. You're telling me that we got to wait on machines, right, guy? And this is what I got told back because I wanted to challenge it. I did. So he responded, we are able to close the case for you on the step-in date. Again, guys, the step-in date was today. Now they're pushing the date to the 12th. And it will not be by machine. Okay, so they're acknowledging it'll be a human. So they could do something about it, right? And this action will be from us, and the period of 3 business days is to provide a communication period between the buyer and the seller. Okay, we already had the 3 business day thing from the 6th to the 9th. Why are we going back to the 12th? This is ridiculous. So, again, ignoring everything that's in front of them. And until after this, we can take over on the case and get this taken care of. My supervisor will also be able to check the details and confirm this for you. So, basically, he's telling me, again, the 12th, even though the 12th means nothing, we've already had the 3 business days. Also, my supervisor will basically just read our conversation and confirm what I'm saying is true. Craziness.
I know why they're not closed it. Reason is because they want that extra money so they can show it in for the next quarter board meeting.
Could possibly be. Could possibly be. That's Daren back here. He's busy taking pictures. Say hey, Daren.
Hey.
Hey. So, I was done. I was mentally, physically done at this point, at that. So I was like, is your supervisor ready to speak with me? It seems we're not coming up with a conclusion here. This is a serious system error that needs corrected, because it does, right?
Is it one of their workers that did it? Because I haven't ever heard anybody else being able to do it.
Don't know. So he finally was like, sure, let me transfer you to our supervisor. Please stand by while I connect you. Wait. And then I responded with, well, I don't need the supervisor to confirm details of our conversation. I'm requesting that if they can resolve the issue, if they can resolve the issue, then they can resolve it today. So let's go back to the last few paragraphs. He said that it's not going to be a machine that takes care of it. It's going to be a human that takes care of it. Okay, so you're already telling me humans can do it. So I said, why just read what I said and confirm? We're going to wait till December 12th when 3 days have already been by. If a human can press a button, get her done, get it out of the way. I've seen it before of them doing things. Why is this? If you told me earlier you can't, unable human-wise, then now you're telling me human-wise you can't. So here we go. So we get on with the supervisor. Okay, hi, am I chatting with Kathy Lester? Indeed you are. Good morning. Give me 1 to 2 minutes to read your previous chat. Thank you. And I'm thinking, okay, more time. 2 minutes later, I was just like, I was in pajamas going, this is ridiculous. I could brush my teeth, put on makeup, and go on with my day. But I let him have the 2 minutes, guys. So I said, sure. Thank you for holding. Then, all over again, I read you want a buyer's item not received case closed because they didn't pay, and it's been more than 3 days. Now, the supervisor said, it's been more than 3 days. Is that correct? And I said, correct. I can assist you. I'm thinking, oh, good. My heart's starting to patter.
Says they're going to close it.
Yeah, my heart's starting to patter with greatness, saying, good, life can go on. Give me 1 to 2 minutes to review the case. I'll be back. So I'm thinking, oh, gosh, they already had 1 to 2 minutes. Now you've got another 1 to 2. Okay. So I did. And I said, they should not have had the capability to open an item not receive request if they didn't pay for the item. Facts, right, guys? And then I get empathy again. I understand they should not have had the capability to open an item not receive request when they didn't pay. I will lodge your complaint on that. Well, thanks for noting it, Supervisor. I'm almost done reviewing. I'll be right with you. Okay, here's another 2 minutes later. It's like, oh my gosh. And then he comes up with this. I checked to see if I can close the request, but I'm unable to. I'm unable to. They just said a human can do it. They just said a human can do it, right? It wasn't a machine, it's a human. I'm unable to because the item doesn't qualify for our eBay money back guarantee due to the buyer not paying. Okay, so standing in my way is the eBay money back guarantee. Come on. You can ignore the email, okay? We sent to resolve the request to remain in good standing. That email is automatically sent when a buyer opens an item not received request, and there has been no response from the seller. There's no response because I can't. The machine won't let me respond to the buyer. Okay, so automatically the machine puts out the email. They say not a customer service person. Okay. It will not impact you because the buyer didn't pay. Okay, that's not what you said in the email. But I said, okay, but I was told from the last eBay rep that the case should be automatically closed by now. It's sort of been 3 days, right? 3 working days. I truly just want to move on from this because it's keeping my item from being relisted and sold. I don't want to have to keep contacting eBay about something that is not in my control. So this will show you that they didn't listen, that I couldn't contact the buyer through there, and the buyer's like disappeared, MIA, not, caring or whatever. They moved on to life. They literally say to me, I recommend to go into the request and send a message to the buyer. eBay for business, I did, and it sends out error messages. It won't let me. Okay. To close it, since you are not going to ship it, of course I'm not. I didn't get paid. And you are going to relist it for sale for someone else to buy. I understand you were told by a previous eBay teammate, now they call them teammates instead of agents or reps, that the case should be automatically closed. In this situation, it will close automatically. Now I'm not getting December 9th. I'm not getting December 12th. Now I'm going back to in 21 business days. If the buyer doesn't close it at their end. So basically, if the buyer doesn't close it at their end, I'm stuck waiting for another 3 weeks on this.
I'm not going to wait on relisting it.
It's not possible. See, now we're going back. It's not possible for eBay or myself to close it since the item is not covered by our eBay money back guarantee.
What's that got to do with
So now we're falling back to the eBay money back guarantee. This is ridiculous. You can relist your item now because the buyer doesn't want to pay it. You have the option to add them to your block list if you haven't already. So they don't recreate the same experience. And then I said, sounds good on paper, but I already tried to contact the buyer to close the case, but it won't let me do it. It won't respond. Like I said, error messages all over the place. This is something that actually needs to be, this is me saying this, this is actually something that needs to be brought up to eBay executives and or the website department that these kind of issues are occurring and need fixed. There should be something in place where a buyer cannot open an item not received case on an item they did not pay for.
Never had it before.
So he responds with, I read the message you sent to the buyer. Beautiful. Yeah, the original one, not the one I can't send a message to. Then they're telling me a recommendation. I recommend to send another message. Okay, so they're ignoring that I'm telling them I can't. There's error messages all over the place. I can't contact the buyer. What are you talking about? So they're ignoring that. So they're just saying this out of their butts, let's be honest. I recommend to send another message simply requesting them to close it and you will relist it for somebody else to purchase. So I'm already getting at this vibe. They're not going to do anything for me. They keep reading something off a piece of paper. They are not acknowledging, and I'm just stuck here. I understand you feel this is something that you feel like it's an emotion. That you feel this is something that actually needs to be brought up to eBay executives and or the website department that these kind of issues are occurring and need fixed, and I will lodge your complaint. All I said was thanks. You're welcome, and thank you for contacting eBay customer service. So again, The whole time I'm chatting in the last 6 days, the first whole transcript, and then 3 days later, we've gotten nowhere. It went from 3 business days to 6 business days. And now if the buyer refuses to close the not item received case, it's up to 21 business days. So you get different answers. You get where, oh, we're not capable. Oh, no, now we're humanly capable to resolve it. Now we're not humanly capable because of this eBay money back guarantee thing that keeps us where we can't press a button to close it. eBay for Business, you got to get your crap together. This is ridiculous. Resellers need to not have this kind of, this is abuse. I'm sorry. This is abuse on resellers, sellers alike, etc. This is ridiculous. Let's keep the buyers at bay for a second, the eBay buyers. We're talking eBay sellers here, right, guys? We're talking about eBay sellers. You want us to list a lot so you can get money off of us for fees. You want us to sell a lot. You want us to keep things up. When buyers say up to, sellers better get on it noon and night, in the middle of the night, early morning before they wake up for their day job, etc. You expect that all about from us. With us, you keep delaying us, but you think our respect level for you needs to be up here, but your respect level for us is all the way down here. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. I don't want this to be a negative video, guys, but I'm telling you, if you can get on the bandwagon, if you are experiencing the same thing where someone has opened up a case against you as item not received when they didn't pay, let me know in the comments below. We need to build something up to where we can get in their face and saying someone in eBay needs to seriously look at this and take it seriously.
They need to.
We're what brought you into the game back in 1996. You are the flea market of the United States of America online. We, mom and pops, brought you into the game in that respect, selling our wares from starting out in our money jars, in our closets, whatever we could find at yard sales, on and on and on. We're the one that brought you to the game. We're the one that brought you where you're at. You need to come down several levels and come to the point. You need to fix this stuff. Enough with the big box. Enough with all of this stuff. You need to come down to the people that made you who you are, that brought you to the prom. And then I'm just saying that. So guys, let me know if you've been receiving anything. I want you to be aware of this for one reason, that this does happen. So if this does happen, God forbid, but in the real beginning of the future, you know exactly what you're going to be dealing with. I want you to know this, to be aware of this, and I hope that you come up or have a different result than I do. But right now, it looks like, let I stand, if this buyer does not comply and I can't get hold of them and close this case, that this is going to be stuck in the eBay cyber world for another 3 weeks or more. This is unacceptable. But I'm not going to continue to rant, guys. It's been a half hour. I appreciate all of you guys. But again, give me your input. Give me your comments. Help me out here. If you've seen anything like this, let me know in the comments below. Tell me your frustrations on this. This is something that just needs to be addressed. eBay for Business, you're going to be hashtagged. I want someone to look into this and contact me personally. Thank you, guys.